Well, we kind of went back to sort of what we had done in the beginning. You know, we worked with the producer that we worked with on our first album. And it was, you know, it was a really an effort to make a really emotionally charged, dark album, kind of like we set out to do in the beginning, you know. And so there wasn't a lot that really changed. We've always been a very collaborative band. We all write lyrics and melody and music together, basically sitting around with acoustic guitars. And, you know, Matt was a new addition to the band, but we had collaborated over the years on a number of things. I mean, you know, a lot of people don't actually know, but Matt co-wrote on the first 3 Days Grace album, as well as Transit of Venus, and then all of a sudden he's, you know, obviously all over this one. So it was a really natural fit to kind of continue the creative process. And we took our time. I mean, we'd go into the studio for like 2 weeks, record a couple songs, go back out on the road, you know, be on tour, jam them out during sound check, come back to the studio, rework them. So we were making this record for a long time, and I think that the quality of the album is reflected on how long it took us to do. We don't really try to do that. It just happens to be like that. And I think the reason is, like, when we put out a record, we like to tour for 2 years. That's 2 years. And anything after 2 years, it's like, okay, I want to go home now, you know. But I think generally, you know, it takes us about a year to make the record from start to finish. Last time, like I said, we were on the road. We had recorded Painkiller. It was on the radio. We didn't have a record. We wrote I Am Machine, recorded it, put it on the radio. It went to #1. We still didn't have a record. We were like in Russia, you know, and so we were just kind of chugging along making the record, and it just so happens again it was 3 years to the dot. So I don't know. We don't like to overthink it, but I mean, we're always jamming out, coming up with ideas and stuff, and we're actively working on new stuff all the time.
At the time, I couldn't really play guitar well. I could rock out good, that's for sure. But I didn't use a pick at the time, and I think I was only like, do you remember that?
Vaguely. Yeah, we weren't sure whether we were going to get a guitar player, or we ended up getting a keyboard player. But yeah, I vaguely remember. It just, I don't know. I think you were high.
Oh yeah.
We don't get too wrapped up in numbers and statistics and stuff like that. You know, it's cool to see the stats that we've had so many #1s and that. But for us, you know, what's meaningful to us is that it is when like a fan comes up to you and says, "This song that you made changed my life," or "I thought I was the only person that felt this way until I heard this song and realized that I'm not the only one out there that feels a certain way." We've always written songs from the heart about our own real life experiences, like losing people, you know, things like just addiction and everyday struggles that we go through as normal people. And if those songs can relate to our fans and they can hear their own lives in our songs, that's what really is meaningful to us, more than sort of the statistical performance of a song, you know what I mean? It's more if it touches people in a certain way.
If you ain't first, you're last. Ricky Bobby Inc.
Ricky Bobby over here.
Hi, I'm Matt Walst.
And I'm Neil Sanderson. We're from 3 Days Grace. Subscribe to Louder Noise, the loudest noise on earth.